Hi, I'm Mike Haduck, and today I'm at an archaeological site in Pennsylvania between the Lackawanna and the Susquehanna River. And Al Peasantine is the president of Chapter 11 down here, and he's going to take us around and show it to us. And he also got me some stones I did some carving with in past videos. So he invited me down, and we're going to take a look at it. You want to say something, Al?
Yeah, we're at the Susquehanna River on a T1 terrace. The soils are undisturbed here. We have carbon dates going back to 8000 BC. It's a phase 3, which is complete data recovery. We have a series of features in here. We have fire pits with the rock hearts and the earthen pits. We have a lot of that. We have a lot of botanicals. It's a great site. We're looking for paleo. Hopefully we'll find it here. The soils are all alluvial deposits, overbank flood deposits, and the Holocene, which is terminal Pleistocene, early Holocene deposits, which are roughly 10 to 12,000 BC. Okay, this is what we have here is a phase 3 block excavation, where this is laid out in a grid, the northing and the westing. Everything is provenance thin. Anything we find, anything diagnostic is provenance thin. What we do is we excavate in 1 meter squares. Take it down 10 centimeters at a time. All soils are screened. All artifacts are bagged, cataloged, and analyzed at the end of the season. We do this 6 months, 7 months out of the year. And that. The soils here, like right now, these soils, where they're at this level here, is the early Archaic period in the Northeast, which is around 6000 BC. Actually, it's 6 to 8, but these artifacts that we found last week, this bifurcated point dates around 6000 BC. So what they're doing is they're taking out these levels. Very slow work, very tedious work. You can see when we hit a feature, that pit over there, that basin-shaped pit, takes a lot of time. So we basin them out, we remove the botanicals out of there, we remove the carbon for dating. All samples are saved. Just like Victor's got that ochre over there, that's all saved. Nothing is thrown away.
My name is Paula, and this is a level form each person gets before they excavate. And this is the coordinate number where they're going to dig. It's a 1x1 test pit, and there's different levels. It starts from 1/2, 3, 4, 5, and on. This is the depth that this certain coordinate is at, and the soil type is silt loam, and we do what we call a munsell. That's the color of the soils, and then each get a bag number, which whatever they find gets put in here, and this is their bag number with all the information on it.
Hi, my name is Victor Motz. I'm here at Coxton Yards. It's our archaeological site, and I just found some red ochre, and ochre was used by Native Americans for ceremonial purposes, for painting their faces, etc. And this is a very large amount. We have not found this amount here before, so this is pretty interesting. And you can see there's 3 large chunks here, and there's one coming up here, and there's a little bit on the other side of this rock too. So this is all part of an area that they were working, probably also making projectile points. And right over here we dug this out last week. This was an old fire pit.
This is a menu board, has all the information for taking a picture, for documentation.
Oh, yeah.
This is ochre we're going to photograph, which is pigmentation.
Hi, my name is Christian Krimpaski. I'm an archaeologist with Pan Cultural Associates, and I'm also with the chapter here. And right now we're excavating this prehistoric component, an early archaic component, and we're doing a flat shoveling technique. It's a technique that we do as opposed to troweling. It's a flat shovel. So what we do basically is we'll take our flat shovel and we'll strip the ground away little by little, millimeter by millimeter, literally. And as you can notice, I'm not digging into the dirt, I'm not taking out large clumps of dirt, and we do this to keep artifact integrity, so we're not basically fracturing any artifacts that might be in situ in the soil package.
Hi, my name's Ron Stoltenpole, and this is Michael Smith. We're with the Society for Pennsylvania Archaeology, with the Francis Dorrance site here in Pennsylvania. And today we're doing a little bit of excavating here very gently, a little bit at a time. But for the most part, me and him, we're the maintenance people here. We build shelters, and when things need to be done or shored up, that's what we're here for. But we are qualified to do this.
We're working on the weather for it. It's fine for the winter time, but as the sun gets hot in the summer, it gets overbearing with the heat inside. So to counteract some of the heat, we put this dark tarp over the top here to cut back on the sun. And then when we put it up here, it got too dark, so we had to roll it up further and balance it out.
My name is Mike, and everything on the screen, or that is dug out of the unit, goes on a screen, and this way we find everything that was in it. It's 1/4-inch screen in case something got bypassed, small flakes, anything. Now right here is a piece of flint material. You can see that more than likely somebody was in that unit or around where that, sitting on the floor making stuff. Either spear points, projectiles, but I call this shatter because you can see it's nothing much, it's just where somebody hit it hard.
Okay, I joined back about 83 or 84. Fortunate, and the beginning of the chapter kind of getting itself back together again. And it has grown, at least for my part. There's been many others before. There have been initially great people that had previously been presidents, and other participants are like me, just, doing this for eventually. This is going to be a great site. No, it has been for all the time. It's moved around since we first came. I did in about, like you say, at 84.
Okay, what we have here is some 1x1 units. It's about 60 meters down from our excavation, our big excavation, and more or less it's test units to see what kind of cultural deposits we have down here and if the soils are somewhat intact. And it appears that 30 centimeters below the surface the soils are intact. So we're continuing this down to probably 3 meters, and then we'll stop on that. There shouldn't be any cultural material after 3 meters. We start hitting the sands. The sands, which are usually called sea horizons, and they're usually sterile.
How you doing? My name is Charlie Zanta, and I'm excavating this hole. And we're gonna keep on digging.
All right, I'm going to give you an overview of some of the soils from the Conrail site and some of the stratigraphic sequences we have here. Now, we'll start up in here, which is a lot of imported soils here. This is recently brought in soils. As we get below that, we have this dark soil here, which is from the railroad industry. All right, they deposit a lot of coal silt all through the top of the soils, all through this area here. Below that, we have what's called an AP, which is a plow zone. This is an extinct plow zone, which was farmed here in the late 1800s and early 1900s. Below that, we have another stratigraphic sequence called a BWC. Down below that, we have a 2A. Below that, we have a 2BW. Below that, we have a 3ABW1. Below that, we have a 3BW2. And below that, we have a 4AB. Now, these soils all have the possibility of containing prehistoric artifacts. They're stable soils. They're not sands. They're on well-developed landforms, so they have good potential of carrying prehistoric material. Hopefully, we can find a paleo component in here.
My name is Ted Baird, and this is the third of 3 foundations that we've discovered at this site. This one was discovered as a result of a tree fall. Rocks showed up in an area where rocks shouldn't be, so we dug a test right about where I'm standing right now and determined that it was a foundation. We're down about, maybe 2 feet here, and before we actually hit the foundation. That's why the tree fall was such an important boon for us. This is a foundation we believe to be from the 1700s, about the earliest you can get in the Wyoming Valley, and it's, as you can see, it's a piled rock cellar. We have over In the southern area, we have the where the cellarway came down. I'm going to be excavating today over where that loose rock is on the entryway. It looks like it had been a repair, and a rather poor repair, because the rest of the stone work is pretty nice. But we found some very, very interesting things. We found coins that date from the late 1700s up until the very, very early 1800s. We found buttons that are consistent with that time period. So we're pretty sure that we've got, if not one of the earliest houses in this area, at least one that was during the time of the Articles of Confederation, because some of the coins are pre-Constitution. We have New Jersey coins. We found Connecticut coins. We found one coin, or it's not actually a coin, it's a token called a Georgius Triumpho. And I found this out over the winter. I had originally thought it was a British penny, but it's a token to commemorate the defeat of Cornwallis. And it was minted in England, of all places, but it was commemorating the American victory here. We found in this area, we found gun flints. We found all sorts of things that help tie in the date pretty strongly. We found some pewter items a little while ago over in the area where the buckets are. We found a knife handle from which was pewter and wood, all tied into that early 1800s, late 1700s time period. But we wanted to keep it open for this season because we're hoping to have an open house later on in the year in October, and we'd like people to see what we spent so much time doing. All from pictures that were taken a long time ago. This is a picture taken of the rail yard, and just over in this corner you can see the first foundation that we dug, and I blew that up with Photoshop and got this picture. I took the dimensions and we excavated the foundation, and the dimensions do match up. They're relative dimensions. We also have a building back here, which we believe is from this earlier picture, which is a stereo card, and this is a picture of that house there. We think the more recent house was here, and this was being used then later as a summer kitchen or something like that.
Hey, again, my name's Mike. I just want to show you what we found today. It's a triangular eared Brewerton. And they're dated 28 to 3000 BC. But again, here's some other things we have found in the past, all associated with the foundations and such. These are trade beads from Europe in the 16 and 1700s. Gun flints and flint strikers.
Hi, I'm Paula Ceriera, Secretary of the Francis Dorrance Chapter of Pennsylvania Archaeology. If anyone would like to come to visit or participate at our site, a number will be at our description box. You can look up our website, Francis Dorrance Chapter of PA Archaeology.